the private sector would like to come in and help. Get that mentality. They would like to come in and help. And help who? So they're not part of the game. Here we are talking about partners coming together with a common objective, realizing common challenges, and wanting to solve those challenges for the advancement of the entirety. So private is not coming in to help. If they want to come in and help, they might as well stay out. Because nobody wants to be helped here. People want to collaborate, people want to cooperate, people want to grow up together. However, something which is very critical in the points that he raises, if people are going to engender a culture of non-payment of loans, then we might as well call it goodbye. There is no excuse about that. But I'll tell you, those that lend out the money are contributing to the reasons why loans, in most of the cases, why loans are not repaid. It's because the conditions are so difficult. Where in the world does anybody farm with loans that call for 20%, 25% interest rate? Our inputs in the entire sub-region are the most, highly priced. The story goes on and on and on and on. The problem with Zimbabwe is that when our economy collapsed, the footprint still remains stuck in our minds. We are always thinking in an inflationary manner. If you don't, call for a 200%, 300% markup, you are not in business. But the problem, as a nation, we are sick. We need some psychiatry to that so that we can begin to think correctly. And only then can we structure our business deals to enable every participant to do so comfortably, respectably, and to be able to honor their dues. There was a question on contract farming vis-a-vis making farmers laborers. Yeah, that's interesting. If that's what you want as a country, fine. Let your farmers be laborers, but it's not only Zimbabwe that does contract farming. You go to South Africa. I will take a very familiar example of ASP grain, where they will, contract farm 50, 60, 100,000 hectares of maize. One contract. You sit down, you agree on a price, you agree on the product and quality to be produced, you are given the inputs, you collaborate in the supervision and monitoring of that production. And because you believe you are equals, because you believe you are not coming in to help, you are coming in to participate, the entire deal is a deal of equals. And I'm sure it's the same mentality that we can bring into this setup. And there will be no contractors versus laborers. Then the first question was the issue concerning imports, presumably imports of grain. during the harvesting season, in its raw form, etc., etc. It's not only during the harvesting season. Zimbabweans, you must be ashamed of yourselves. Importing grain when only yesterday you were exporting grain. You know, if I were you, out of this Indaba would come, you know, with a strong message to the Permanent Secretary of Agriculture on how we are going to pick up the pieces and reposition ourselves as the grain basket of the sub-region. I don't support imports. Because to support imports is to invest in poverty. And economies of poverty are not part of my vocabulary. We understand that where we are is because of the incessant droughts that we've had, and also the flight of capital from our country over the past few years. But that's slowly becoming a thing of the past. We are beginning to respond to the potential devastations of climate change and climate variability through irrigated agriculture, production of pastures for livestock, and better planning with regard to early planting of crops, proper crop variety selection for moisture stress tolerant, etc., etc. That should see us going back to our position as the bread basket of the South region. I thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have